This is your weekly report on corruption in the Philippine government. Operatives of the Zamboanga City Police Office have arrested a policeman tagged as one of the two suspects in the killing of a village chief and a former village official in Zamboanga City. Police Colonel Alexander Lorenzo, ZCPO Director, identified the arrested cop as Police Staff Sergeant Buzzy Hamid, 37. Hamid was arrested in a follow-up operation around 1 a.m. Monday, the 4th of September, 2023, on Comet Street in Tumaga Village. The other suspect, who was not identified, remained at large and is subject of the police manhunt. Lorenzo said Hamid has been tagged as one of the two gunmen who shot and killed Julismad Anjorang, 56, and his younger brother, Jamer, 50, around 8:12 p.m. Sunday, the 3rd of September, along Labuan Road, in San Jose Gusu Village, Zamboanga City. Julismad was the incumbent village chief of Pamansan, Mabuhay, Zamboanga Sibugay, while Jamer was former councillor in the same village. Lorenzo said that Hamid was recognized by Julismad's son, Abdurrajak, 21, as one of the two suspects involved in the incident. Two others, Habinasta, 46, a candidate for village councillor in Pamansan, and his younger brother, Ibrahim, 38, were wounded in the incident. Lorenzo said that investigation showed Julismad was shot by one of the two suspects as he alighted from a vehicle in front of a business establishment in San Jose Gusu Village. The other suspect went to the driver's side of the vehicle and opened fire, hitting Jamer and the Nasta brothers. Julismad expired while under medical treatment, while his brother, Jamer, was declared dead on arrival by the attending physician. The two suspects boarded a car that sped off toward the city proper after the incident. The ZCPO said the arrested policeman turned out to be a cousin of the slain village chief. Police Lieutenant Colonel Paul Andrew Cortez, ZCPO spokesman, said they have yet to ascertain the motive in the incident. There were 13 people, including the victims, who were aboard the victim's vehicle, a pickup truck, at the time of the incident. The other passengers were unscathed. Pasay City police personnel rescued a Chinese woman allegedly kidnapped by two siblings, one of whom is a police officer, the National Capital Region Police Office said on Monday. In a report, NCRPO Director Brigadier General Jose Melencio Nartates said Jo Yungqing, 26, was abducted by Staff Sergeant Lorgin Antonino, 34, and his brother Nelson, 20, at around 10:48 p.m. Sunday. Nartates said the police received information on the incident around 1 a.m. on Monday from the victim's friend, Malaysian Law Yiwei, 34, who is living at a condominium complex in Pasay City, Wei appeared before the Pasay Police Substation 3 in Libertad to seek assistance regarding his friend who was taken by the suspects who posed as operatives of the Criminal Investigation and Detection Group for an alleged case of human trafficking. Wei also said the victim was detained inside a room at Ching Ching Hotel in Pasay City. He also showed a photo of the victim who was then handcuffed and a photo of a police ID bearing the name PMSG John Reggie Reyes, as well as the text message from the suspects who asked for 500,000 pesos in exchange for the woman's release. Authorities launched an operation at the hotel and saw Lorgin, who matched the description on the police ID shown by Wei, sitting at the lobby of the establishment. When the police approached the suspect, he identified himself as a police officer assigned at the CIDG Pasay and claimed that he was involved in an operation at the hotel. However, police arrested Lorgin after verifying with the District Special Operations Unit of SPD that the unit was not conducting any operation at the establishment at that time. Police officers proceeded to a room at the hotel where they rescued the victim and arrested the police officer's brother. The police officer yielded a 9mm Taurus with serial number TBW77621 classified as a property of the Philippine National Police, a police ID, wallet, 14,100 peso bills, 5 assorted identification cards and a mobile phone. Complaints have been filed against 3 traffic investigators of the Quezon City Police District Traffic Sector for allegedly failing to protect the cyclist in a road rage case. The Quezon City Public Affairs and Information Services Department said lawyer Raymond Fortune filed complaints of oppression, irregularities in the performance of duties, and incompetence against Staff Sergeant Darwin Peralta, Staff Sergeant Jolovizo, and Executive Master Sergeant Armando Carr, all of the QCPD Traffic Sector 4 in Kamuning, Quezon City. According to PAISD, Fortune filed the complaints before the Quezon City People's Law Enforcement Board pursuant to Rule 21 of the National Police Commission Memorandum Circular 2016-002. PAISD said that based on the results of the ongoing investigation, authorities first brought dismissed policeman Wilfredo Gonzalez and the cyclists to QCPD Kamuning Police Station 11. However, PAISD noted that no complaints seemed to have been filed against Gonzalez at the police station and that the case was later referred to the QCPD Galas police station. Despite the clear and imbalanced status of the parties, the same police officers failed to protect the cyclist's rights when they failed to provide a legal counsel for him so that the latter would be duly appraised of his rights, Fortune said in a statement released by PAISD on Sunday. Further, they failed to secure the CCTV footage in the area in order to ferret out the real facts in the conflicting statements made by the parties. Finally, and for reasons known only to them, and despite there being sufficient basis to do so, the same police officers failed to file the appropriate charges, he added. Fortune's action received support from Quezon City Mayor Joy Belmont, who underscored the importance of PLEB, the check and balance mechanism that can summarily dismiss, demote, suspend and reprimand abusive policemen. This incident also highlights the need to institutionalize the presence of PLEB in other cities and municipalities to hear and decide the complaints filed against erring policemen. I am confident that the case filed in the PLEB will be handled without fear or favor, Belmont said. The Commission on Audit has flagged the Department of Education over the accumulation of unliquidated cash advances by its central office and several regional offices, which stood at 10.183 billion pesos as of the end of 2022. The existence of substantial accumulated and liquidated cash advances is attributable to the lapses in the controls placed by management in the granting, liquidation and monitoring of CIAs in disregard of the existing rules and regulations and pertinent debit guidelines relative thereto, the COA said in its 2022 annual audit report on the debit. The COA's record showed that as of the 31st of December last year, the DepEd CO and 16 ROs have yet to liquidate their CIAs past the prescribed period. The audit breakdown showed that 4.74 billion pesos of unliquidated CAs was for payroll, 2.084 billion pesos was for operating expenses, 1.144 billion pesos was granted to special disbursing officers for various purposes. 166.815 million pesos was granted to officers and employees also for various purposes, while 2.05 billion pesos of the advances was without specific account details. Having the biggest amount of unliquidated CIAs was RO8 with 1.169 billion pesos, followed by RO4A with 1.133 billion pesos, RO6 with 980.527 million pesos. RO7 with 962.655 million pesos and RO12 with 913.297 million pesos. Also listed as having significant amounts of unliquidated CIAs were RO9 with 833.772 million pesos, RO5 with 790.103 million pesos, RO3 with 731.27 million pesos, NCR with 696.267 million pesos, RO2 with 548.851 million pesos and RO13 with 483.94 million pesos. Likewise mentioned in the COA report were ROs 1, 11, 4B, CO and 10 for unliquidated CIAs amounting 377,712 million pesos, 219.684 million pesos, 155.583 million pesos, 54.753 million pesos and 503,295 pesos, respectively. The COA said that among the lapses or deficiencies observed by the audit team were the grant of additional CIAs despite non-liquidation of previous ones, grant of CIAs to accountable officer and special disbursing officer without proper bond or authority, grant of CS despite incomplete documentary requirements and liquidation, transfer of CS by the AO to another personnel and grant of CS to the AOs in the amounts exceeding the allowed maximum cash accountability. The state auditor added that the audit team also noted dormant or long outstanding CS and that some of the outstanding liquidation accountabilities were due from retired, resigned, deceased or WAL employees. Several AOs also failed to refund excess or unused CS granted to them, according to the COA. Nonetheless, the agency said the DepEd had already agreed to the audit recommendation to exhaust all possible means to locate the whereabouts of retired transferred officials and employees with outstanding advances and demand immediate liquidation refund of their unliquidated cash advances. The COA said the DepEd also agreed to send final demand letters to AOs still in active service to settle or liquidate their past due accounts. It added that otherwise, the DepEd agreed to impose the appropriate penalties or remedies as provided in the Civil Service Commission Memorandum Circular No. 23, Series of 2019. Motorcycle riding gunmen shot dead an employee of the Department of Public Works and Highways North Cotabato 1st Engineering District along the National Highway here Tuesday morning. Lieutenant Colonel John Myradel Kalinga, Municipal Police Chief, identified the victim as Jerry Lago Jr., an employee of DPWH Midsayap and resident of Barangay Cabayuran, Libungan, North Cotabato. Lago was driving a motorbike heading for work at the DPWH district office when tailed and fired upon by two men riding on motorbikes around 7:15 am along the highway in Barangay Villarica. He died on the spot due to multiple gunshot wounds on the chest and abdomen. A police pursuit operation has been launched following the incident. A motorcycle riding gunman shot and killed on Tuesday morning, the 5th of September, in Tal Town in Batangas Province, an incumbent village chief, who was seeking another term in the upcoming local elections in October. Major Fernando, Tal Police Chief, in his report, identified the victim as Erasmo Hernandez, 59, the chief of Barangay Poblacion Zone 10. The police said Hernandez was standing in front of the barangay office when two unidentified armed men arrived aboard a motorcycle and repeatedly shot him around 7:20 am. The assailants sped off after the shooting. Hernandez was taken to the Lemery Doctors Hospital in neighboring Lemery town, but died while undergoing treatment. We're still conducting thorough investigation to determine if the killing was election related, Fernando said in a phone interview. An investigation is ongoing to establish the motive behind the incident, he added. Police launched a manhunt operation to arrest the assailants. A court worker who went AWOL since the 20th of August 18 after he was administratively charged has been dropped from the rolls. In a resolution published online the 4th of September, the Supreme Court's 3rd Division ordered the dropping from the rolls of Dumaguete City Regional Trial Court Branch 32 legal researcher, Jamie Jasmine, who had wanted to return to work after going AWOL for 5 years. Jasmine had initially wanted to go on sick leave in the 20th of July 18 but was disallowed by Judge Roderick Amaxino. Jasmine proceeded to go on leave after the SC's medical service allowed a medical leave for the 20th of July 18. He, however, did not return to work after a month. Maxino then filed an administrative complaint against Jasmine for alleged usurpation of authority, but the charge was dismissed for lack of merit by the SC in the 20th of February 20. Respondent, Jasmine, during the pendency of the administrative complaint against him, was neither prevented nor disallowed from reporting to work. By going on AWOL for a long period of time, respondent not only failed to adhere to the high standards of public accountability imposed on all those in government service but also caused disruption to the functions and the operations of his office, the court said. The tribunal, however, explained the dropping from the rolls is not disciplinary in nature and that this mode of separation shall not result on the disqualification from re-employment in the government, or in the forfeiture of benefits that the concerned employee may be entitled to. Another aspirant in the Barangay and Sangguniang Cabatin elections this October was killed Wednesday by two men riding tandem on a motorbike in this town. Royden Matt Clarence Flores, 36, was buying vegetables at a roadside store in Barangay Tacloban when one of two men shot him from behind at past 4 p.m., according to Major Arvin John Cambang, Pickett Municipal Police Chief. Flores is seeking a seat in the Barangay Council of Tacloban, where he is a resident and a registered voter. He died on the spot from bullet wounds in the head and body. Responding police found empty shells for a caliber .45 pistol at the crime scene. Police probers are uncertain if the killing was related to the coming polls or his active involvement in village peacekeeping duties. Flores is the second aspirant for a village seat slain in a gun attack in Cotabato in the past 7 days. A barangay councillor running for barangay chairman in the barangay and Sangguniang Kabataan elections next month was shot and wounded in Sisionaga, Barangay Consuegra, Leyte on Thursday, the 7th of September. Police Captain Rush Alvarado, Leyte Municipal Police Station Chief, identified the victim as Junie de la Peña, 51, a resident of Barangay Tagabacar, Leyte. Initial investigation disclosed that the victim, a candidate for chairman of Barangay Tagabacar, was driving a center cab towards Barangay Tagabacar with a passenger, Rosalia Gondong, on board. The suspects suddenly appeared upon reaching Sisionaga on board a truck from behind the center cab. The truck overtook the center cab and 2 passengers clad in black jackets occupying the passenger seats fired and hit the victim in different parts of the body. The victim was taken to a hospital in Ormoc City and fighting for his life as of posting time. Anti-narcotics operatives arrested a former police officer and seized some 7.4 million pesos worth of shabu following a buy-bust in this city on Wednesday night. Jocelyn Mary, speaking for the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency in the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao, said Nelson Salih, 50, a former police officer, was arrested during the 8 p.m. operation in Barangay Bagua Mother. Mary said the Salih earlier agreed to meet and sell several sachets of shabu. He was immediately nabbed after handing over the illegal stuff to an undercover agent. He did not resist arrest, Mary said, noting that the information provided by local officials and citizens led to the success of the operation. A follow-up operation and search led to the recovery of more shabu items from the suspect. The suspect's companion managed to escape during the sting operation. Authorities seized from Salih 1,100 grams of shabu worth 7,480,000 pesos, a .45 caliber pistol, and a .38 caliber revolver. Mary said Salih has been trafficking illegal drugs in Cotabato City and parts of Maguindanao del Norte. The Philippine National Police has been spending 26.7 billion pesos yearly on over 66,203 excess positions, a document from the Department of Budget and Management revealed, based on a letter dated October 12, 2022, which was addressed to Interior and Local Government Secretary Benjamin Abalos Jr., Mary de la Vega, Director of the DBM's Budget and Management Bureau, said the rank distribution of the PNP, as approved by the DBM, covers only 226,410 personnel. However, the PNP's actual strength and rank distribution, as implemented by its leadership, indicated that there are excess positions, contradicting the number set by the DBM as stated by De La Vega. Any changes in the PNP organizational structure should be supported by a study and recommendation of the National Police Commission, to include its impact on the hierarchy and leadership structure of the organization, and subsequently, the same shall be subject to the President's approval. This, as the DBM only approved 3 positions for the rank of lieutenant generals, but there are currently 8 officials having the rank in PNP likewise. There should only be 11 major generals, but there are 17. There are 110 brigadier generals, 2, way higher than the DBM approved 86. The excess, which already reached 66,203 as of the 30th of June, translates to a yearly base pay of 26.7 billion pesos. That's all for this week. I'll see you next week with more stories of corruption and foolishness within the Philippine government.